Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. Today I want to share with you a clip from our recent Splinterlands TV live event. In this one, I'm actually doing an FAQ for my YouTube channel. And this is a shout out to Horace, who dropped a comment recently on one of my videos. And he had criticism and some salt about the recent influx of massive new updates, Rift Watchers, node sales, TDs coming, Roonies. There's so much going on. He feels like it's all geared towards the whales and the big investors, and none of it's geared towards the little guy. I definitely disagree, but this is one of those conversations where we got to engage with the conflicting ideas out there so we can hopefully come closer to accurate understanding of, just truth, just growing from the conflict and reaching for the truth. I hope you enjoy the video. Special shout out to iHorse for the comment. Thank you, my dude, for dropping the comment. Leave your IGN in the future and I'll do my best to send thank you for such comments. Have an amazing day. God bless. Oh, this will be fun. You guys might like this one. Let's do, I've never done, you probably watch my YouTube stuff and you've probably seen me do the salt mines or whatever I called it. Hang on, I gotta come in low. There we go. A little bit off center, a little bit off. That's fine. It's fine. So you've probably seen my YouTube videos where I talk about like salty comments, and I like those ones. Those ones are fun because, like I said at the beginning of the live stream, there's tons of value that can come out of those conversations. Like if you disagree with me, we can learn from each other. That's huge. That's so important. I really believe that. And I think it's important for us to adapt and adopt that sort of philosophy in 2022, where we're just like yelling at each other from left or right in the world. So what I wanted to share with you is a comment from my YouTube channel that is a bit salty and I think merits kind of kicking around. So let's do like a video like we would on my YouTube channel, and I'll clip it later. So the YouTube, but you guys you're here for the fresh, like the live version. And I want to hear your comments too on this one, but hear this guy's comment, and he gets a bit salty here. So let's get into it. Horace, he goes, and this is on a video I just recently did. Actually, I think it went out today. And I said, I was right. Roonies are OP, or Rooney, which is plural, are OP. And so the new Rooney card is out, and you saw the abilities probably. It looks amazing. I want one. And I said so in this video. I said like, oh, it's amazing. I want one. I'm going to buy one. Maybe 2 or 3. I don't think they're even that expensive, to be honest. They're, $500 per card, for a max level legendary card is not that bad. It's pretty well cheap in my opinion. So I'm going to buy 1 or 2 or 3 if I can. But Horace is upset with that. He goes, okay, no offense, or maybe I can afford like 2K to spend on the game. I can't even try to get into the tower defense game or buy new packs. They expanded too much. How many people do you think are going to spend 5K to just play a game? It's the bottom of the bear market. Nobody in their right mind releases anything now. Aggroed made a huge mistake. All the packs, etc., going to the whales and companies. Kind of gross and disgusted. The player base is gone. It's just big money now. That's rude to release when there aren't players here. They have all left. My rentals have been cut in half and are still declining. Too many balls in the air. Like I said, I've spent over 2K on the game. I cannot afford new stuff. So who do you really think is buying? The rich get richer. Thanks Aggroed for being the worst CEO ever. There's a reason nobody releases new stuff in the bear market. All good CEOs know this. I'm sure it's nice for you since you can still afford these cards, but tell me who is buying if 2K can't even break the ice? Come on, we're in depression now. Hello. Sorry, I majored in business finance, so Aggroed got me upset. He needs to leave now and get out of his own way. So, and he's got 6 thumbs up on that one. So there you go. And then Mitch Brazier, and of course I'm gonna give pushback here, guys. I do not agree with the sentiment here, but let's go point by point to the best we can without. It feels like it could be an hour video. I'll try and keep it to like 15-20 minutes, but I think it's really worth diving into because this is a sentiment that 6 people thumbs up. This is an idea that is prevalent in our community, and And I think that's increasingly, like, it's still a minority of the voice, but it's an increasing minority of the voice, because there are certain people at a certain level of this game who are very frustrated. And so we definitely want to talk about it, because we want them to sort of hear an alternative perspective and perhaps have new, I guess, eyes to see kind of the situation. Or for that matter, maybe we need to be corrected. If we don't agree with him, maybe we should. And so if we do a deep dive on the conversation, we think through what he said, we're either going to learn something or hopefully offer something in this conversation. So we'll do that here. But first, I want to see what Mitch said, because he's got a comment. He goes, do you want Splinterlands to not release anything half the time? Half the time it's a boom. The other half is recession. How will they pay employees with no income? Splinterlands could have spaced out new drops more, though. So he does agree they could have spaced out new drops. But I feel this is honestly, Mitch, I feel like that's a good sentiment. And he says 2,000 gets you a very solid gold level, an almost competitive diamond level deck using Chaos Legion cards at today's prices. Yeah, you won't be able to get everything, and that's okay. Roonies aren't necessary to win. The world will boom again, and more players will enter. Rental prices will increase. I agree. And let's go back to the original comment, because I'm going to give him a heart and thumbs up too. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts too if you want to drop some comments, but I'm going to spend a couple minutes here before I go to your guys' comment section. I'm watching my little clock here. I got my timer on. I can see it's 10:08 on my end here, and I'm not going to go past. I'm going to try and give myself 5 minutes to go through what iHorse has said here, which is for me blazing fast. You guys know me. I like to go. I like to get started, and I like to go. So let's try it. So I guess the first thing I want to reiterate what Mitch touched on, $2,000 is a fair chunk of change. It's no joke. I mean, that's not a small amount of money. And you obviously liked what you saw, and you believed to some extent in what Splinterlands was doing. So, you took a bite. That's a pretty significant bite. Like, good for you. You're not just talking, you're actually putting your money where your mouth is. So good for you. I think that is meaningful. And you talk about it like it's not. You said in a few ways, I can only afford 2K. How many people do you think can spend 5K? Like as if 2K is like nothing, but 5K would be something in your mind. You talk about the rich get richer. Like, dude, you're rich if you're investing 2K. Like 2K is a lot of money. So good. Like you're actually way ahead of most players. The question is, do you still hold faith and confidence in the investment you've accumulated? And I think you're leaning towards no. And it seems as though maybe you bought $2,000. Maybe it was at a time when cards were much higher. Maybe it's worth $500 now. If I had to guess, like, it's worth less is what I'm guessing from the tone of your comment. And my cards have gone down since the all-time high also, but the price is irrelevant. That's the first point I want to make to you. So just always tell yourself that, like, the price of your cards is irrelevant unless you need to sell them. And I would, if you watched this video, so I assume you've been around. I don't recognize your name, but we talk about on the channel all the time, like, this is not a days, weeks, months situation. This is a years and years. This is a long time horizon sort of opportunity. But I really believe that across that long time horizon, you're going to see great opportunity here. And so the question is, do you believe that? And if the answer is no, you think they've done too much, or the game's really falling apart, or game players, as you say, are leaving, which none of that I agree with, but that's your opinion, then I think really you just need to step away. And maybe that means you sell your cards for a loss. I don't think that's the play, but I mean, it sounds like that's the argument you're formulating. What do I think? For my 2 cents, I would just say to you that I don't believe that the game that you said in here that it's all whales buying it. Yeah, of course there's whales buying these assets. Of course there is. I don't believe but that's not all that's happening. I talked to tons of people who I bought 250 packs. Like, that's not crazy. I know people who bought 10, who bought 100, who bought 50, who bought 20. Like, there's tons of players buying these packs. For instance, Rift Watchers. And then Roonies, everybody I know in this space, they're not whales. They're talking about, like, yeah, I'd like to have that Rooney. It's amazing. Not everybody's going to be able to afford it, but lots of people want it. So I just feel like that's like objectively mistaken. It's not all whales and companies. Of course, that audience is here also, and we want them here. There seems to be kind of an implied sentiment in your comment that we don't want whales or big investors. That's nonsense. Of course you want that audience here also. That's the big money, man. Now, do you want all the assets going to them? No, but they aren't all going to them. So, that's, you have to get, like, that has to be, we have to be crystal clear on that point. Like, objectively, that statement is false. You talked about how the player base is gone. I mean, no, it isn't. We've got at least tens of thousands of players. I'm thinking, like, there's likely at least 40,000 live individual humans playing the game, plus bots and modding accounts and so on. That's way bigger than this game ever was before. And you guys don't know that, but like, this game used to be 1,000 human beings, and I played it and I loved it. And I knew then it was going to be good and it had an opportunity. 40,000, let's go. So has it shrunk? Yeah, it's shrunk. A lot of that shrinkage was bots stepping away, which is by most people's account okay, because they were taking advantage of certain exploits at the lowest levels with ghost cards initially, and then, and then later on just by renting one or two cards and so on. So, most people think that's a good thing. So I don't think the player base is gone. I think for the most part, the automated player base, the shrinkage reflects like a stepping away of some of those bots. I don't think it's just big money at all. I think you look around the YouTubers that are handling this game, whether it's like, there's just tons of different people that are in this space that are covering this thing at every level from silver. I don't think anybody's really truly covering it from bronze, because bronze is just a boring level of play. But there are tons of people covering from silver all the way up to diamond and even champion. And so there's a diverse audience here. And then you talk about, you talk kind of in depth about how they shouldn't do this during a bear market. It's a bear market. No one's got money to spend. I mean, wrong. People save dry powder for the bear market. They're ready to go. Maybe you're not, and actually maybe I'm not, right? But there are people who are ready to go. And if you doubt that, look what happened with Rift Watchers. 500,000 packs sold in a minute. And you would say maybe, well, that was all whales and companies, quote unquote. But I would say, first of all, it wasn't, because I know people who have bought a few packs, including myself. But also, even if it was, that's amazing for our game. We want people to rush in and buy up all the assets, because it drives excitement around the game. It drives card prices within the game. Those are things that you're going to benefit from. And when you have $2,000 worth of assets in this game, you want buyers. Don't complain about the presence of those deep pockets. That's a beautiful thing that's one day going to benefit you also. And I feel as though there's a lot of kind of whale hate in these sorts of comments, but I think the recognition that you yourself will one day be a whale if you commit to this game and continue to grind through the bear market you're saying we're in, then you're going to find that you're one of those people in the future. And you want a community and a game that respects that sort of higher level and gives opportunities to that individual, including Rooney cards. Rooney cards are maybe not for the guy who has $2,000. They are for the guy who is more of a whale. But because it is, by the way, a max level legendary. So of course it's for guys who are playing at diamond and champion. If you're playing at gold or silver, yeah, it's not really for you. But there's tons of other things here that are. And so I feel as though the idea that they should wait for some sort of special moment in the future when everything's calm to release things, that doesn't make much sense. I think, you talk about business and like business sense, you roll while there's excitement. Right? You capitalize on the excitement of the moment. And clearly there's excitement here, whether it's Chaos Legion chugging along, we're now almost at 10 million, or whether it's, look at what happened with the nodes, guys. Look at what happened with the Rift Watchers packs. there is tons of excitement left, and there's tons of money out there that's interested in this game and that will activate when we see the right opportunities. And so I just don't agree. Now, do we need to recognize that there could be too much? I will admit to you that this has been overwhelming, even to me. I don't have enough money to buy all these things. I said that earlier in my live stream, but I also don't have enough time to cover all these things. It's happening so fast. So I can agree with that element of what you're saying. I just can't agree that one, it's been a bad idea to push this hard because it's selling. And I can't agree that Aggie's deserves any sort of criticism for this wild success of Rift Watchers launch at the same time as Rooney launch, at the same time as, Brawl rewards are coming and land rewards are coming soon. There's so much going on right now, and it is overwhelming. But I don't point fingers with blame out of that conversation. I actually say, wow, how did they accomplish all of this? And the idea that they should sit and wait till the next bull run to release these things, that doesn't make a lick of sense. So, Horace, I really appreciate the comment. I'm sorry if this comes across in kind of a harsh way. I never intended to, but I definitely feel strongly, in opposition to what you've shared here. And I think it's really important that people with conflicting opinions, communicate those. And as you've done, I think you've done a good job of communicating your position. I just don't share it. And so I really hope that this video adds value to you and maybe people who share your idea, or, the 6 other people that gave you a thumbs up. So, hopefully it's a different perspective and maybe, shed some light on a different sense of how to interpret these things. So thank you so much for your time and attention. Have an amazing day. God bless. Guys, what do you think? I'm gonna now check out the chat. I want to see what you guys have to say about that, because I suspect you're with me on that one. But is there, if there's push on this, if you guys feel I'm off, or if I missed something, or if Horace is kind of hitting the nail on the head, please, let me know. I want to, yeah. Big Barger 99 says folks who got into the top are a little salty. And Cimarron says the Roonies aren't meant to be game changing. They are meant to get noticed on the ETH network. Yeah, I think so. I do think it's game changing though. Maybe not game changing, but I think it's very strong. Crypto Ace, nobody would want it. Crypto Ace, that's a conversation. I don't know what I'm coming in late on that one. Eldon and Crypto Ace are having a chat. I've never owned anything before Untamed. So Kyle says you got in. Let's see. He's got a little picture of a whale. Oh, you guys are talking about something separate. Okay. Eldon says everyone, in response to Cimarron's comment, Eldon says everyone would be able to get in the same way that everyone is able to get a Rooney. Everyone would be able to get in the same way that everyone is able to get a Rooney. The only difference is that the silver players wouldn't have to pay for the diamond level card. So you guys are debating on what sort of level it should be, I guess. Promo cards are always max diamond cards, so that doesn't matter. The card power will be based on the price to sell it. Downtown Detail, that is awesome that you even cover conflict. Yeah, man. Downtown Detail, yeah, read my post above. Okay. Can you read the player's post also? I think I did. Can you read my post above? Okay, so I think this is it. Downtown Detail says very expensive for a game, but a lot of its tokenomics like crypto, where there is a lot of opportunity like licenses and maybe land, but people are definitely buying for sure. I wish we could see more new people that could afford to get into the game and be competitive with some decent returns. Yes, the whales in the game that can spend a lot of money can make a lot of money with licenses. I've been here just since December and I've spent over 5K. So I get the feeling Downtown Detail is saying that, one, he's invested 5K, and two, he feels like it's hard to really maximize the opportunity here without even more money. And he doesn't feel like he's seeing significant return at this point, and that he wishes more people could benefit in a really significant way. Downtown Detail, I would say to you, like I said to iHorus, 5K is a lot of money. I said to him, 2K is a lot of money. I honestly believe if you guys didn't put anything into this game but the $10 to start the game, you would gradually, with time and attention and nothing else, get to a place where you put together a portfolio of assets through just playing that translates into financial reward. Now that's probably 5 years away, but when you buy an account, you get 3,000 credits to rent cards with, right? Just with the purchase of an account. And in the use of that, you can fill out those ghost cards and start earning some, what are they called? I forget what they're called. Resources. When you win a game, you get points. The points that you get, they unlock chests. That's going to give you cards. Those cards are yours to keep. Those cards are an asset. I really believe that that's all it would take. And so it's interesting that both of you guys are kind of saying you haven't invested very much, but I'm saying you've done tons, and be patient. To iHorus and to you, Downtown Detail, I just say, just keep doing what you're doing. You've only been here since December. I think iHorus has only been here for, probably since the bull run. And just like, this is not about days, weeks, months. This is about years, and it always has been. And that's what we cover on my YouTube channel all the time. We say, one of the things I say is, we cover Splinterlands all day, every day, because it's changed my life, and I think it can change yours. And I really believe that. And it's not something that happens instantly or get rich quick. It's like through daily grinding, through an investment of time and attention, whether it's playing the game or managing and monitoring the marketplace so you can get great deals on cards, and then flipping those and then reinvesting that value into cards you like, which then you can rent out, and then you can play the rental market in such a way that you rent some cards for a lot of profit, and then borrow other cards, like pay someone to borrow their cards for really cheap. And that's possible. You can make more money on renting your cards in some situations than you pay out on the cards you borrow. And so there's these different ways, if you're really thoughtful and attentive, again, using your time and your attention to maximize returns through this amazing game. And it won't translate to immediate benefits in most cases. There are situations where you're going to find a card, like today, one of my guys in my guild was showing me an asset on Splinterlands, the marketplace, that was selling for $113, and it immediately relisted for $300, and that's a good deal. And so that's an easy flip. That's a ridiculous. That sort of thing exists here, where you can just double your money like that. But that's not everything, and that's not every day. It's like this game really is about. It's like, there's a famous quote about football, and it's like a game of inches. It's like every little inch matters so much. And with this game, it's like every loot chest you get, every card you get, and you think to yourself, oh, but they're not even expensive. Like some of these cards, these reward cards, they're so cheap, and like in it, like, ew, Gargoyle Lion, I've got 1,000 of those. Like, it's not even a penny. Guys, stop it. Stop it. Like, this is ridiculous. These cards being given away. Can I buy all of them? Yep. Oh, no, I can't quite buy them all. This is ridiculous. These cards are worth way more than that. And you just need to sit on them, though. Like, it isn't going to be today or tomorrow that purchase I just made turns into something. But I really believe that Gargoyle Lion, as one example, is a fine card. And it could be worth, in my opinion, the worst card in the game, absolute worst card in the game, is this card right here. Rusty Android. This card is worth 37 cents per BCX. And I'm telling you that Gargoyle Lion is better than this card. And that there's no way that Gargoyle Lion isn't one day 10 cents a BCX. Like, in my opinion, this and then some people would say, Rusty Android it's not fair because it's an old reward card and there's very few of those old print in print and circulation. You're right. But when that card was being released, there was like 3,000 people playing this game. Now there's 40,000, in my opinion, real humans and like 140,000 daily active accounts as far as I last noticed. Let's see. Explore. I'm going to confirm that right now. Dashboard. Number of daily active accounts is actually 170,000 and yesterday was 211. And so, yes, a good number of those are bots. But at least by the metrics I've heard, and this comes from like Tales from the Cryptmancer, who is so good at analyzing this stuff and the numbers, and he believes there's like maybe 40,000 active humans playing the game. That's so much bigger than what it used to be. That's 12, 15 times more players than it used to be. And not only that, even when we say there's 170,000 accounts and we say, well, but most of them aren't people. So what? Those not people accounts are owned by people and many of them have investments also. I have 7 accounts, but they all have huge assets. Like I don't think none of them are lower than 100,000 collection power. And so what if I do have 7 accounts? If I'm buying assets to fill them with, I still have to put real fiat currency into this game to then acquire assets. So the point is there is crazy opportunity and there is growth, and it doesn't really matter if there are more of these new cards. They will appreciate significantly, and therefore there's a lot of opportunity for you as a new player to, with your $5,000 investment, even if it's gone down, you know what I mean? Like you bought in December, $5,000, I guarantee it's probably worth $2,000 now. And you think to yourself, oh, this is terrible. I'm losing everything. It's going to go to zero. No, it won't. Just keep playing, keep doing what you're doing, or leave like that. And I don't say that downtown detail. I don't say that to push you away or to offend you. I'm really trying to speak clearly and helpfully. I want you to truly wrestle with the reality of the situation. You could either say, I no longer believe the game is fun or has a future, and therefore I'm going to leave. That's option 1. Or you can say, I still believe it's fun and it has a future, but I'm just really getting hosed right now. And if you're in that second answer, the next step is, okay, I've been getting hosed. The prices have been tanking. I'm frustrated. I'm annoyed, but I'm still going to keep playing because I believe it's fun and it has a future. And in 4 or 5 years, my gargoyle lines I'm earning for 1 penny are going to be 10 cents, 20 cents. I think 10 cents, I think $1, I think 50 cents, $1 maybe. Some of these cards are going to be really 25 cents each. Those are my actual predictions quickly that I just gave you. Gargoyle line, 10 cents, 25 for the Pellicore Deceiver, 40, 50 for the Bandit, $1 for the Mercenary, probably even $1 for the Pellicore Conjurer. In 4 years, those are my predictions on those 4 cards. And I actually feel strongly that 20 to 100x on the prices that you see on these currently in issue cards is going to be the norm. And so if you've got $500 in the game today, if you add 20x to that value, that's really where I think this is going to go. And when we, to give you some sense of my stake in the game, I've got $52,000 in my main account here. And I think you can times that by 20. I honestly do. I think you can times that by 20 and you'll know where I'm going to be at in 4 or 5 years. That's my view. And maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I'm handling it. And if you think I'm wrong, then that should inform where you go next. It's such an important conversation that we each need to walk through for ourselves. Thank you for the comment, Downtown Detail. That was your name. And I really appreciate you, sharing that here. Yeah.